Does this also happen to you? Like, I did my hair half an hour ago. Like, it's gone. Anyway, let's move on. Hi there! Today's video is a collab I'm making with Kayt from It Came From a Vlog, where each one of us will talk about 5 different things we wish we knew about childbirth. My first collab. My baby channel is growing, you know, we're doing big girl things now. Collabs. Kayt and I connected over the past few months, you know, as mom YouTubers. I really enjoy watching her videos, and I think you will too. That's why I'm making this collab, because I wouldn't bring to you guys, you know, content from someone that I didn't think you would enjoy. That I wouldn't enjoy watching, you know what I mean? Anyway, on her channel, you can find great recipes. Kayt is a fantastic chef. Beautiful vlogs showing the places she visits in Florida, and overall entertaining family content. You can click to watch her version after you finish watching this video, and make sure to watch her whole video as well. I'll put her link in the description box below, so you can go check it out. Right, now let's get to it. We all have our lists, Pinterest boards, and whatnot to organize ourselves before childbirth, right? And being the anxious person that I am, I try to prepare myself as much as possible for that beautiful but also daunting experience I was about to go through. And for the most part, I was ready. However, there were a few things that I wasn't expecting at all, and some of them even traumatized me. So I wanted to share them to maybe help you feel a little bit less anxious about your childbirth. But before we proceed, warning, this video contains graphic descriptions of childbirth and bodily fluids, so be ready for it, and perhaps grab your headphones. And I'm not trying to be negative about the experience, okay, about childbirth. The end result of having your beautiful baby safe in your arms makes it all worth it. But I'm all about removing the BS out of mom life, so I like to be as real as possible. Alright, so here are 5 things I wish I knew about childbirth and postpartum. Number 1. I wish I knew that even with an episiotomy, my baby could still tear his way into this world. Now, I knew it was common practice to give mothers episiotomy if the doctors thought that they were about to tear. At least that's how they do here in Israel. And for those of you who don't know what an episiotomy is a strategic cut made on your perineal area to avoid an out-of-control tear in the vaginal opening. And since my childbirth was a combination of complications, to deliver my son as soon as possible and avoid a massive tear, I had to receive an emergency episiotomy, which was... I didn't really have a say in it, I just felt the blade cutting through, so... But that didn't matter, because the internal damage I suffered when my son was sucked out of me, literally they had to vacuum him out, was way worse than the mediolateral incision the doctor did on the outside area. I had a vaginal tear during delivery, like literally, you know, the vaginal canal, like an internal tear, let's put it this way. Not only on the outside I had a cut, but on the inside, yeah. Anyway, I had no idea that could happen, like an internal tear, even if you have an episiotomy that's supposed to assist in avoiding further tearing. Does that make sense? Anyway, I needed lots of stitches and an hour in the operating room for the doctors to stop the bleeding. I held my son for like 5 minutes, and then they took him to my husband because he couldn't be in the room with me, you know, it was like a surgical room. And I stayed there alone, you know, getting stitched up. I could make a video describing in detail my childbirth experience. Give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments if you would like to see that. I'll probably do it anyway, but it would be nice if you would like, comment, and subscribe in this video. Number 2. I wish I knew that I would be bleeding like a waterfall and that the fantastic hospital mesh underwear everyone loves would be useless to me. I knew I should expect heavy flow after childbirth, which is called lochia, this word over here, but I had no idea how intensive it would be, and I definitely wasn't prepared for all the coagulated bleeding.
Yeah, I'm graphic, I told you.
Many close friends and online forums mentioned that those mesh underwears they give for free at the hospitals were the underwear to use after childbirth. There was this whole hype about it. They were highly recommended because of how comfortable they supposedly were and how they can easily accommodate the double pad combo the nurses make for you in the hospital. You know, like one on top of another to make it like as long as possible. What is this? People were like,
you should collect a few to bring home with you. Just grab a bunch.
So my expectations were high regarding this bland but perhaps efficient piece of underwear. I tried it in the first day after giving birth, and that thing did nothing for me. It was loose and tight in all the wrong places, and it held only like a third of the blood flow. When I lay down on the side for the first time while wearing this thing, I woke up an hour later with a pool of blood underneath me and a massive blood clot the size of my fist laying next to me. After this memorable "what the fuck" moment, I went with a more expensive option that an American friend had told me about. I bought ready-to-use disposable postpartum underwear with built-in gigantic pads, and that provided such an extensive blood flow coverage that nothing would pass through. I could sleep upside down and wouldn't have a drop of blood going nowhere. It's beautiful. I just felt safe and comfortable and just embraced, you know, like an underwear hug. That's a weird thing to say, isn't it? It was comfortable in all the right places and it did its job perfectly. So I highly recommend you go straight for this option, okay? This is the brand I bought here in Israel, but if you are in the US or another country, this underwear from Always seems pretty similar. Number 3, I wish I knew the healthcare providers would use their elbows to push your baby out. As I was lying down in the bed in the delivery room, you know, this was before they took me to the surgery room that I mentioned before. I was trying to push, you know, to deliver my baby with the help of the nurses telling me when to push, when to breathe, you know, the whole shebang. But then all of a sudden, this lady comes next to me, you know, she shoves my husband aside and she plunges her elbow right here on top of my stomach and starts to press down, like to push, like, ugh, you know, like really strong, like she was brutal, like to help push the baby out since I wasn't really doing much because I couldn't feel the contractions and I couldn't feel my lower part because of the epidural. So this lady was just like, ugh.
Let's get this baby out.
And that hurt, like a lot. And I was in shock that she needed to do that, you know, to help the process. I was like, is this really necessary? Like, you're hurting me. So much so that my stomach was still hurting, even a few days after giving birth. And I had the bruises, you know, from her elbow to remind me of that.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
As if you didn't have enough body parts in pain during postpartum period. Anyway, I didn't know this was a medical practice, you know, it caught me by surprise. And I was so upset with the pain she was inflicting on me. But I guess it's part of the process. It can happen. Number 4, I wish I knew I would inflate like a Michelin doll from all the liquid draining from my body after childbirth. Look, I might be exaggerating, but I was downright scared. I thought something was wrong with me. I was swollen in such a way that I couldn't recognize myself or the texture of my skin. Like my whole body was inflated. My arms, you know, my chest, my legs, oh my god, the legs. It was like I had gained 10 extra pounds, but like in liquid form, going around my body, something like that. I didn't like how it made me feel, and I didn't know how to help my body, how to make it stop. Until I finally asked one of the nurses the next day for help, and she asked me, are you drinking enough water? And I said, well, yes, the usual, you know, when I'm thirsty. And then she replied with a, you should know this face. No, dear. After birth, you need to drink a lot more water than usual to help your body drain all the fluids. So it was one of those like, oh, moments, you know. I didn't know that. The fact that I wasn't drinking enough water didn't help with the drainage process, you know, after childbirth. So very important, ladies. Drink a lot of water. Number 5, I wish I knew I could end up with a saggy belly if I didn't tie it up to help everything retrieve back in place. Okay, I know this one is very particular to each person, you know, their skin type, their genetics, etc. But from the extensive research I did after the fact, using a supportive belly wrap could have been, to some degree, helpful in avoiding the dreadful mummy belly that I have, which haunts me until today, and my son is already 3 years old. While I was still pregnant, I saw a lot of recommendations of people saying, you know, that you should wear a recovery band or that you should tie yourself up, you know, like it has been done for ages in different cultures. But I was like, you know, I didn't take it seriously. I thought it was either some old wives' tale or just another marketing gimmick, you know, trying to take advantage of women's insecurities. It wouldn't be a first. But I should have paid more attention to this, because maybe it could have helped avoid getting that hanging pouch folding right above my pubic area, which gives me the creeps every single day. And you know, I'm all up for body positivity, okay? I think it's very important for you to accept your body and love it the way it is. But I think it's also okay for you not to be happy with some areas of your body and maybe try to do something to change that. And I'm okay with the stretch marks. You know, they really don't bother me anymore. Although I was really upset in the beginning, you know, because they're right in front. But this really bothers me. And I know I'm overweight, okay? I'm not blind. As I gained most of my pregnancy weight back during the lockdowns, you know, during 2020. But my belly was still hanging like this, even after losing weight back in 2019. So I don't know, you know, maybe if I had worn a belly wrap, maybe I wouldn't have this shape. Maybe I would still be overweight. That's fine, you know, but at least I would have like a more uniform shape, you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about waist trainers, okay? That's very important. There's a big difference. Things that constrict your body, you know, your abdomen area too strongly are not recommended for your recovering body after childbirth. I'm talking about a belly belt to help smooth the shape and support the muscles as they get back in place. I guess it wouldn't have hurt, you know, to use them during the postpartum period. So my advice is get yourself one and start using it after your doctor gives the okay. Because if it works, then great. And if it doesn't, then at least you won't regret not trying. Alright, to wrap this up, I just want to say this. If you're someone like me that is okay with getting informed about worst case scenarios, and you love lots of TMI, which is my cup of tea, then expose yourself to different childbirth experiences. Talk to your healthcare provider. Ask about all that can happen, the good and the bad. I know this may sound very pessimistic, but not knowing in detail what could go wrong caused me a lot of stress during my labor and recovery. But on the other hand, don't let that add more stress to your pregnancy. You can't control everything, so sometimes you have to deal with unexpected things, right? That's life. But luckily, you have mothers like Kayt and me to help you regarding what to expect during and after childbirth. And that's it. These were the 5 things I wish I knew about childbirth. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What are the 5 things you wish you knew about childbirth? Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content that I make here on my channel. Make sure to check Kayt's video, which has 5 different points, right? 5 different things than what I mentioned that she wished she knew about childbirth. Thank you again for being here, and I'll see you next Saturday.